tacos.
And we're live.
It is, of course, Taco Tuesday.
I would hope that that's the first thing they heard. It's like, I have tacos.
Maybe. We'll only find out way later. Well, actually, no. Sometime approximately this time tomorrow, whenever I upload this episode.
Fair enough.
Who wants to make bets on the thing?
Bets would require money, and that's something I do not have.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here.
Rabbit heard us.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You said the quiet part out loud again. You gotta stop doing that, Chaco.
I said the thing. I didn't specify.
I mean, I kind of felt bad
for you.
because I was paging Scoop Cat.
Fortunately for you, I can infer into context clues.
So, by the way, do you guys see there's the new commercial for Pixar's Elementals?
I have not.
My God, like the fact that I'm guessing like 2 or 3 people that do like all their planning for like what we're gonna do for the next movie was like, let's do flames and water as the main characters.
Yeah, I saw the teaser for it a while ago. It looks fine.
Yeah, I think I saw it, like the trailer, original one, but I forgot it existed until you mentioned it just now.
Because they haven't done any promotion for it because Disney doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their promotion anymore. They're promoting like the shitty remakes instead of the things that are actually kind of interesting, aka their animation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they want to keep chasing that easy money. Hey, look, nostalgia. Remember this thing you liked? No, it's new, air quotes.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here looking at DreamWorks like, oh, they had the teaser for their, what was it? Kraken Teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Teenage Kaiju.
DreamWorks has been having so many home runs lately.
Mm-hmm.
This is news to me. Teenage Kaiju? What now?
Yeah, it's fairly new.
As long as it's better than Fire Breather, I'll be happy. If anyone remembers that.
It looks like it's a better version of Turning Red, honestly.
Honestly, it's basically if a mermaid was a villain, basically, and you have a Kraken as the main character. Who's a teenager?
Lore-wise, all mermaids are villains.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just need to drown a sailor. I'm not going to judge.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to eat a man underwater. It's fine.
Let's see. Well, assuming that's enough good time for preamble, if you guys are all ready to start proper for tonight.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright. So, welcome one and all to tonight's episode of Chult of Personality. When last we left the expeditionaries of Rue, the human druid monk, Tyrant Bane, the Minotaur Paladin, Elise, the Wood Elf Ranger Fighter, Dan, the Half-Elf Witch, Zeno, the Half-Elf Sorcerer, and Enoch, the Human Warlock. The party tended to the wounds of the denizens of Curse of Ball after a incursion of gargoyles attacked the denizens. After helping deal with first aid, and helping to calm the citizens and deal with other issues, the party sought out to various tasks in order to aid for their potential journey back to Port Nyanzaru, including making preparations for attaching the cart to Henrietta, the walking house, and potentially accommodating for Princess Waxrane and Prince Na, who have been trusted into the care of the expeditionaries in light of the attack on Curse of All. As we rejoin with the expeditionaries, half of the group, after successfully completing the cart, remains down below the cliffside camping, whilst Tyrant Bane sleeps on guard duty with Princess Waxrane and Na. And as the morning breaks, that's where we shall pick up the session proper. Nothing else of note happens during the night. As you're all beginning to rouse in your various states, let's start off with Tyrant Bane. As you are awoken during the course of your arrest by Ronnie. Arise, my champion.
He shakes his snout. Oh, good morning. How did you rest?
Quite pleasantly. Thank you for asking. Now, we must make preparations if I am to travel with you. Come, pack my things so that we may go down below.
Of course.
All right. And as you begin to pack up her belongings, you see that she has a few modest changes of clothes. As well as you're packing things up, she actually has quite a few things of value among some of the items that she's gotten. Which she has you log up, place into a chest.
Here we are.
Meanwhile,
Right.
Ronnie and Na just sit back and watch. And actually, Na begins to pack his own personal effects alongside.
Oh, I can pack those for you as well if you'd like, no? You don't have to worry
it
about
is
that.
quite alright. I can assist as well if need be. After all, 4 heads are faster at work than 2.
Your wisdom honors me.
He kind of gives you a nice gentle pat on the side of your leg.
Come then. Let's go ahead and sort this up and we can be on our way.
Yes. And as you begin packing, you're joined by a couple of Aarakocra guards who they begin to aid in the packing as well as shepherding out Rade and Na. And after, we'll say about an hour, you manage to get everything packed up and you start to move it out. And we'll pause at that point as we'll cut back down to everybody down at Henrietta. As your dawn awakes, let's see, actually, what's the weather?
Do you have one of us roll?
I rolled. It is sunny out again.
Huh. Go figure.
Sun for 2 days in a row, that's a first.
I mean, it was bound to happen eventually.
Mm-hmm.
True. Statistically, it had to happen at some point.
So,
Like
what
it-
would you guys like to do as you're aroused from your sleep?
Rue's making sure that her little lotus is getting the sun.
Alright. So you have your lotus sitting on the windowsill. On the south side, so it's facing the sun.
Enoch's just going to check to make sure the cart is properly affixed to Henrietta and then probably just sit around and wait.
Alright. I'll have a survival check if you want to use it to double check everything that you've got fastened up.
Might as well. Do. 10.
Let's see. Oh, it seems reasonably sturdy for you. You check your knots. They're all tied. The tongue of the wagon seems to be fashioned in a pretty decent state.
I've spent more time as a carpenter than I have as a blacksmith. This is getting weird.
Maybe it's your true calling.
What is wood if not the metal of the trees?
Very true.
Listen, the last time I was being taught a trade, I still hadn't fully learned how to turn a horseshoe. Now I can just do this. And he just gestures at the entire cart and all its leather work.
Oh, Vaughn, check it out. That's awesome. It's an entire mahogany seam.
All right. Would anybody else like to do anything else while they wait? Okay.
I was gonna say, like, I'm basically done.
All right. So after an hour after dawn breaks, well, closer than an hour and a half, Rue, at least you two notice that you see a few forms begin to fly from the settlement of Kursabal above, and as you see a convoy of Aarakocra flying down, including escorts for Rane, Na, and Tyrant Bane, as well as all their personal effects.
Wouldn't I also be with them? I think I
Oh,
brought
right.
Iron Bane up.
That's right, you were up there too, Dan. I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Otherwise,
I
I'm
was pretty
imagining
sure
it
I
takes.
was up there.
Yeah, I was figuring it would take 4 Aarakocra just to airlift Tyrant Bane.
Yeah.
So, what would you have done in your time then, in the morning?
Probably just go back to the library, read some books while he's still at the time here. Maybe check in with Aunt Eliza, but he trusts her and the rest of his coven are doing what they're doing. Just maybe wondering, hey, a little antsy because he really wants to start teaching Clayton about witchcraft, but he knows they're busy right now.
Right.
So while he's reading to distract himself, he's like, should I send? Should I not send? No, just read a book. Read a book, Dan.
Alright. So you begin to read the book, and then you are called for by Ashara, actually. As she makes her way into the monastery, he flies down to you as you pick it up, as you're gathering some of your books. The time has come.
Very well. He'll pack on up and so how exactly are we going about this? I mean, I'm sure they have luggage. I have a broom. I could maybe assist bringing people down.
Some of my students can aid in carrying down effects as need be, as well as lifting down Rani and Na. That should be of no consequence.
Tough. I guess I'll take Tyrant Bane on my broomstick. It's a lot easier than having, no offense, but probably take a few of your students to carry him, given his physique.
None taken. All right.
I was muted, of course. And I will be firmly grabbing just two ends of the broom, just looking at Dan like, oh yes, today's the day. Let's go.
All right. As you begin to hoist Tyrant Bane upon your broom, Dan, and the convoy, or the entourage, I should say, begins to fly down to the jungle floor below. And that's at this point we reconvene with everybody as you're all rejoined back at Henrietta, and notice? I want you guys to roll insight checks for me as the entourage arrives.
Dan is very excited.
I volunteer someone who uses wisdom.
Your Majesties, everyone, this is Henrietta, and the cart we're going to be using to help transport.
Insight. Got a 22.
I forgot to open my sheet, kind of important.
Yep, I did the same.
The thing about Zeno, he is a very dumb person, but he's also very observant.
And Dan is the reverse. He's very smart, but very unobservant.
Meanwhile, Yuki makes up for that.
True.
By having no brain. Only thoughts.
She's pretty wise for a pup.
I
Also, she's
totally
very
believe you.
likable.
Yeah, as everybody comes down, Zeno and Dan, you see Yuki kind of tilt her head, and you see her look up towards you. Oh, I take it they're not used to seeing Henrietta. They're not sure what to think. And Zeno, you kind of pick up that as well.
Yeah, don't worry. This is not like we all have the same reaction. She's fine.
And Dan's like, "Behold, just Will Smith hands my dog."
Exactly. Behold my giant dog house.
Like
She's
that's exactly what Zeno just yells up to them.
Meanwhile, Dan just looking at him. I don't know what you're talking about. This is completely normal.
Enoch's just standing there with the Saitama face because he's no longer phased by any of the weirdness of this group.
Okay. And as Roddy just looks around and looks at the house and says, "What is this? What is this?" And as you just see as she instantly catches eyes with you, Enoch.
Dan lights up like the night sky in excitement. I'm so glad you asked. This is Henrietta, my animated hut. Through arcane magics from the past. Well, I mean, technically it's a tradition that I've learned from ancient times, but that's neither here nor there. I've used it to animate this hut, so it can move through the jungle and literally nothing will bother us. I mean, would you attack a giant traveling house? You'd be crazy to do such a thing.
As you continue on, Ashara just kind of lets a cough like, "I see. That is quite enough for the explanation."
Yeah,
As
we just say Enoch would interrupt at this point. We actually constructed a cart so that way the prince and princess, as well as their caretaker, could travel a bit less cramped, and he will direct them towards the cart at the back.
Wait, you expect me to travel in that? When I could be traveling with you? As she points to you, Enoch.
You see Rue do an about face so that her back is at least facing towards the group, and you just hear a very suspicious cough that sounds like a laugh.
Oh, Zeno's been hiding. Zeno, you know that classic like spit take gif? That's what he's doing right now.
Yep, just
Like he was just taking a drink up from his water skin, and he just chokes it.
Your Majesty will be rotating in people that will also probably be guarding both you and your brother, but he just gestures to the amount of people who are probably also peeking out of Henrietta at this point, including 3 animated pumpkin people. It's getting rather cramped. I don't think you'd want to be in there with nearly 20 people.
well,
not look hard on this.
Ashara kind of looks out to you, and you see another Aarakocra walk out next to him, and he just kind of stands at attention. And you see Ashara just pipe up, as well as one more. Thankfully, he could fly and not be burdened by that. You used to see her put a talon on his shoulder. And the Aarakocra speaks up. "My name is Ka. I have been appointed as an emissary and guardian of Her Highness."
Above game. I'm sorry, Milla. Did you just say an Aarakocra named Kaw?
Yes, I did.
Trust in me.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, I'm sorry. I heard a bird named Kaw.
You know what? Fair enough. I didn't think about that one. I could only think of the snake.
I heard Ka, and I thought of the Gunslinger Gunslinger book series, and I'm like, wait, what?
Well, that's good, but still, it's a place where he can rest whenever night falls. So, still, put together in a day. Just thought it would help.
As Ashara just kind of approaches and just kind of inspecting everything, and getting a little bit of concern as she's looking around, she stops. As she's looking at the southern window, she kind of looks at the lotus, and she thinks for a second, wait a second. That flower. And as she walks up towards the window and she looks at it, a black lotus. Wait. I never did have a chance to properly thank you for your endeavors.
Rue just arches a brow.
If you'll permit me, I can perform a ritual using this as one of my components for it. It is called the Dance of the Seven Winds.
What does it do?
It allows me to grant creatures the ability to fly for a short period of time.
He looks very
cost of my
serious
own.
behind her, but he looks at Rue with like a colon D face, like, oh, fine.
Like above game, I can like above game's down. I was thinking, like, I mean, I can do that already, but you do you.
Yeah, Rue looks unmoved.
Ollie's just looks at Sino.
I mean, it's up to Rue. It's her flower, and she, can talk to it, so.
Well,
All
this
I
mom-
request is a ritual to take about 10 minutes to perform, and I could grant up to 10 creatures the ability to fly for 3 days?
Will it harm the
Admittedly,
flower?
that's better than mine, but still.
Will it harm the flower?
Unfortunately, I must use the flower as a component for it.
No.
Oh.
And
I-
immediately Yuki's just like stares up at you, Dan. It's just like the chance of flying. Wait a minute. What if Henrietta can fly too?
No.
Aww.
Here's my question: do they hear that, and do they know that she can speak yet?
Nope. This is
Yeah.
entirely in Dan's head.
Dan would bring that up, but I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be the same. I
By all
mean-
means, you can try.
I mean, using this ritual, theoretically, she could make Henrietta fly. No, that's fair.
I would also like to
I figured
point
I'd
out
just
as we
bring it
get
up.
I'd also like to point out as we get closer towards the city, we have seen at least one dragon and possibly a second. I would rather not be in the sky where they can also see us.
Not to
You
mention
admit-
a giant.
You both make fantastic points.
Now, on the other hand, we do know where this lotus came from. We could always go back and get one.
Wait. That reminds me. As Ashara kind of pipes up with that. The only place that I know of where these would grow is Bangalore.
Been there.
You've been there already?
Yep. On our way here.
Killed a Medusa.
It was not a
Medusa.
fun place. That's where we picked up those three, and he'll just point to the brother and sisters who are probably hanging out of a different Henrietta window.
Right, I keep forgetting about them.
Oh, yes. Goal. I forgot the twos.
We gotta like get a ledger for how many people. Like, it's like sign the guest book, sign the guest book.
There's
We-
a reason why I built the cart!
Start charging a toll for every time somebody needs to use Henrietta.
What
I
is-
needed. I can make so many businesses: a potion
The
business,
dog's-
a fucking taxi service for Chult.
The
Welcome to
dog's
Canada.
name is Henrietta. It's not Uber or Lyft, okay? Like,
Yeah.
We need a manifest of everybody in here to double check that when we leave that we didn't forget anybody,
Yeah.
and then we still forget somebody because that's the comedy.
I'm sorry, we're always gonna forget Dave.
That's not true. I always remember Dave is in there.
I consistently
Yeah, what am I?
forget
Chopped,
Dave.
what am I? Chopped liver? As he pokes his head out.
That's my twin brother over there.
Inside Enoch's head, yes, you are, sir.
Inside Zeno said, "I like you, Dave."
We thank you for your kind offer, Ashara, but in all honesty, it'll be easier if we can protect the prince and princess if we're able to stay on the ground and keep everybody close. Attempting to fly just will bring too much attention, and if we've learned anything, attention in Chult typically gets you killed.
I see.
Not to mention, it seems that Rue is very attached to this flower. I don't want to make her angry.
That is fair.
Considering the
My
things
apologies,
that
I
she
did
can
not-
considering the things she can transform into, I wouldn't incur her wrath.
My apologies, Rue. I did not mean to offend you with the offer.
She just gives a polite nod.
We do
But Your
have
Majesty,
some
I would
flyers.
suggest that we do make way. There is still quite a long way to go.
fair. If you're traveling by that beast, it should be 4 or 5 days on foot, give or take. Be 2 days by flight. And she kind of thinks about that for a second, and she then regains her face and just shakes her head. My apologies, never mind.
I mean, Dan's gonna look at Zeno. Could your fly work on Henrietta? Or is she too big for that sort of thing to work?
I'm going to click the spell just to double check, because I don't know.
Sure.
It
I
would
mean,
work
we were
on
able to
them, but
turn her invisible.
We've established already that Henrietta is a creature,
Mhm.
per the definition of the animated hut.
the trick there would be is that the cart won't float, and we need the cart to carry everyone.
It's
I
true.
mean, it could just hang. It's fine.
Or you could argue magic fly fast enough to pull it behind you so it at least has some.
Hang on tight! Really, really tight!
Okay, so it says willing creature, but I don't know if a non-sentient hut would be technically willing. So I'm gonna like in character. Theoretically, yes, but I don't want to risk it. Plus, we gotta also consider the cart.
Also, doesn't that
That's
spell
fair.
only last like 10 minutes?
It lasts 10 minutes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ritual would probably be the better method, but that would use the flower, and we can't have that.
Just imagine at this point, Rue is like holding the pot with the plant in it just in her arms like very tightly.
No, I just imagine she's just blatantly standing in front of it as like a wall.
Don't ever talk to me or my plant ever again.
Only had it for a few days, but if anything happened to it, I would kill everyone in this room, and then myself.
Alright. As she, Shara respectfully bows and turns and nods at Ka as he begins to step forward with a spear in hand. Well, Your Highness, I am at your disposal now. Very well, Ka. As Moxrani and Na just look over towards Ashara and the rest of the Aarakocra. Na in particular gives a very astute bow, which actually turns into a kneel. I will not forget your kindness for everything you have done for myself and my sister. And Rani looks up and says, yes. When the time comes to assume my rightful place, know that I will do everything I can for all of you, especially you, Ashara. You have been the... And she actually sprints at this point, and Nod just kind of gets up, and they both bow towards Ashara, and you see them embrace to the group hug one last time.
Oh.
And Ashara just places a talon upon each of their shoulders. You have been like children to me. As she clutches them tighter. Stay safe. And travel well. And as... At this point, the rest of the effects have been loaded up inside of Henrietta, and the Aarakocra just kind of awkwardly step out from the wagon. And I guess a couple of them have also stepped out from inside Henrietta at this point as well, just as they just take flight, kick up a little bit of dust right in front off her tongue, and you just see them just kind of kick their legs a little bit, just trying to get a little bit of the snot off, or the saliva.
You get used to it.
A wet bird.
Very well. Alright, everyone. Well, as Rane just kind of saunters over towards you, Enoch, and says, "Well, let us be off."
Yep, this way, Your Majesty, and he will just lead them towards the carriage, because he was going to try to set up a rotation of party members to be with them, but he realizes he's not getting out of this first day.
Oh yes. As you make your way over, you just see Rane go to grab your hand.
Enoch will...
Do you resist?
Well, better question, which hand does she grab?
We'll say you're to her right, so she goes to grab your left hand.
Okay, so she grabs the metal one. All right, well, Enoch will be less flustered about that because he has no feeling in that hand, and he will just let her drag.
Yep, she's gonna drag you to the carriage.
Who's dragging who?
Listen, it's hard to get that feeling of being, the realization of being touch-starved when you don't have sensation in that limb.
True. As soon as they go through the door, Zeno's just gonna laugh and go, "Oh, that poor boy. He has no idea what she has in store for him."
You do realize there's no doors, it's only flaps.
Oh, whatever. It's like, yeah, you're gonna, like...
It remains.
It remains.
Point remains.
Alright. And as you begin to shuffle off and begin to make your way, somebody roll a survival check with an advantage as I go ahead and bring up the map.
The hexagons, we love to see them.
Hexagons.
I'll roll survival.
I will too. Why not?
Hexagon with the wind.
That is a nat 20. Let's go.
God damn.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So the token is yours. How do you intend to navigate Henrietta?
Well, we did have a plan.
Yeah.
I believe it was to go to Ataz Muhaha.
And cross the river there.
And then we were gonna go from there to
Mesro, I believe.
Mesro, and then straight to Nyanzaru.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And we're gonna be dashing, rolling around at the speed of sound. Unless it proves to be dangerous for the cart, then we'll go at normal speed.
Alright, so after a day's worth of trip. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's roll for some encounters on the way.
Oh, please, something step to Henrietta. Imagining a group of raptors and suddenly Henrietta barrels through all of them, moving as fast as she can. They have a second to look up before getting bowled over.
What was that? Like the raptors. What was that? I think that was a mailbox.
Somebody want to get the address of that place?
Yeah. You want to get the number on that house?
It doesn't have a street address.
Street address, wherever the hell it wants.
Alright, Draco and Chaco, go ahead and roll percentiles for me.
Oh boy. 43.
And 41.
Wow, both my football jersey numbers in high school.
Alright. So. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Yes. Entry on here. As you're going through the jungle on this first day, you basically make your way towards the river. Not once, but twice. You managed to pass by a couple of the smaller parties as you just kind of see them just like, what was that? And they turn around and they just see this house just barreling through the jungle.
New cryptid just dropped. Chult.
Enoch will sigh as he sees this out one of the flaps and just be like, "Oh, we're becoming an urban legend now."
Dan's laughing hysterically.
Yes, soon
Someone
everybody
say
will be talking about the legendary doghouse of Chult.
All right.
Right.
So,
like, Zeno looking over to Dan and Dave. Brace yourselves. You're about to become very popular.
all right. So,
I'm sure it's
the
fine.
second day, have one person roll survival check with advantage.
Can I do it again?
We can get someone with a
Yeah.
higher survival
Yeah.
to do it.
Rue knows how to survive.
True.
Am quite have high survive.
24, heck yeah. Alright, so you make your way down along the river. Chaco, go ahead and roll percentile for me.
22.
22. Okay. As you're making your way along the riverbanks, as you're trudging through the jungle, you look off to the right and you see a group of crocodiles just swimming along in the river. And as you kind of look and you go past them, they just kind of keep their distance because that's a very, very large creature that they have absolutely no chance against.
They're like, nope.
Fuck that, I said.
And as you continue on down the river, oh, talking while you doing that, there you go. We'll get to about right there.
Above game, when I highlighted the dice roller, apparently there's a new option on there called fudge.
Ah,
It's been there. I just don't know what it does.
I think
It's a
it just
heads or
fudges your
tails.
roll. Yeah.
Huh.
That's literally like this. Hey, heads or tails. There you go.
Kind of curious to see. Damn it! I have to slate my curiosity.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just fudges your roll.
Interesting.
plus minus 0. All right.
Mystery.
So, as you make your way over to Ataz Muhaha, I'm gonna go ahead and drink you guys over to here.
As we approach, evil laughter begins to permeate from the city.
As
God,
I
hope-
said to
You
Robot in
joke?
chat, like, so far most of the rulers we've met in this entire continent are evil, so I'm not surprised if one place is literally named Evil Laughter.
I was gonna say, I just heard the you joke, so.
You joke, but
Hmm.
a stone as you make your way up to the bridge, you actually do hear Brewer the Least, you two actually do manage to hear a cacophony of, it sounds like monkeys laughing, shrieking.
Interesting.
Monkey intensifies.
Yes, it
And you
sounds like
see
we
a
have
lot
a.
of just to kind of get for emphasis, as you look down, as you're kind of traveling along the river, you see this very mighty, imposing bridge just spanning across the top. You see that a stone shrine stands at the midpoint of the bridge. It consists of an imposing statue of a Chultan warrior wearing a war mask, hunkered down like a panther ready to pounce. Like the monkeys elsewhere on the bridge, the carving is highly stylized. Bright gems flash in its eye sockets. And part of the bridge has fallen away, leaving a 20-foot gap. The stone at either edge looks crumbly and unsafe.
Is that dinosaur actually there, or is that just for the picture?
Let's see.
I think it's this for scale picture.
Yeah, for
That's what I
scale,
figured.
at least. But yeah, as you make your way up, yeah, there's no Brachiosaurus there.
About how far up, I guess, would you say this bridge is? Unless you said already and I wasn't paying attention.
Let's see. Based on scale. Let's see. It's about 100 feet up.
Well, the bridge I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
At least not the crumbled part. I can deal with that. I'm just curious what the trap is.
Same. Enoch just looks at it and be like, how am I going to get all those stones up there so I can fix that bridge?
Just do a stone wall. I can do that. Literally only take a moment.
Huh? Fair enough. I imagine we're having this conversation with you leaning out a window and him just leaning up through the carriage.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that is true. You are still in the carriage.
He's with his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, she's been basically latching onto your arm this whole time. She's not traveling.
No, don't jump out the window, please.
I'm assuming we'd be approaching from the south, correct?
Yes.
From, like,
Yep, you're
right
approaching
about,
from the south on
right
the
here or right here.
Yeah, that's entirely up to you guys as you make your way close.
What side are we on? That's actually what I'm asking.
You would be on the east side of the river.
So right about here.
I'd imagine we'd be. I guess that depends if we'd be sticking as close to the river as possible, or if we'd be just slightly away from it.
I'd imagine we'd be hugging the river for the most part, as that's like our waypoint.
Yeah, so we'd probably be right there, approaching from there.
Yeah,
Here's my question. Do we need to cross it?
eventually.
Better now than have to do it later.
I mean, I imagine the river is not that deep. Henrietta could potentially just walk over it. Walk
Yeah.
through it.
Let's
I mean,
see. How
Judging
deep
by the
is
scale of the Brontosaurus, yeah, we could probably easily ford this river.
I don't know. We all have played Oregon Trail before.
That is true.
When has fording the river ever truly helped us?
But here's the thing, we also have a Roo, which means we don't have to worry about dysentery.
we
I was
just
gonna
need to
say.
call the underside of Henrietta, float her across, easy.
Yeah. We don't even have any oxen to lose. We got this.
Like, okay, I'm like, wait. Does Henrietta also share the dog's hatred of water?
Oh, we established that. You know, she walked through the river, no
Yeah, she
problem
walks
at
through the river.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay, double checking because, like,
Think your mom
that'd be kind of funny if a giant house was like, nope, not going in.
I mean, the other thing about the house, which is why I don't think it has a problem with water, is the spell specifically states that I can whistle from it in any location and it'll come to me. So it just takes the most direct path to get to you. If it can't get to you, you'll know from the spell. So I imagine she doesn't care about water as much as Yuki does.
Really, I don't mind either way, but that cliff is very steep. Like, even Henrietta would have issues getting down, I believe.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we're already underneath the bridge from where we're approaching it.
Oh, we're underneath it? Okay, I thought we were up top.
Yeah, no, since we're hugging the river, we're underneath it for sure.
Yeah, Mill, if you want, could you put us on the map, or like at least a marker for us?
I
sure.
mean, you should have the token for Henrietta now, right?
Do I? Let me double check.
I mean, I did send one in the
Sent it to you,
chat.
Like I remember him sending it to you.
It's further up, but I know I did send it. I can also send it again if it's easier than scrolling through everything. Boop. Let's see my files.
Yeah,
B&B.
that's another thing I completely forgot. Let's see.
Let me see here. I believe I have you in. Oh wait, there's a much easier place for me to find this. Where are you? All right, it is gonna take me a little bit to go through all my D&D files
All right.
because there's a lot. Wait, I think I just found it.
Ah.
That's the wrong one, but this is the right one. Did I have it open already, or did I not have it open already? Okay. Damn it, I must have accidentally closed. 5th edition, Strahd, token.
Meanwhile, I think Enoch would just be looking at everybody. Okay, should we treat this bridge as a House of the Crocodile situation?
With our history, yes.
House in the crocodile situation.
Oh,
Please don't ask.
it was one of the first places we found while exploring Chult. It was a temple to a folk god of Chult, and it was full of traps, and that's where we got Dan's alchemy jug.
We almost died.
Oh, I see. Huh.
The sad thing is that's not even the first time I can say that we almost died.
Basically, if we talk about anything we've done here, Zeno, it ends with "we almost died."
I mean, I feel like that's part of the course for adventuring. Especially
I just give a thumb over to Dan and go, If a jungle test those, all of us.
Either way, I feel like this is perhaps a trap. I don't even know if going under it would be safe. Should we perhaps poke around at it before we really attempt anything with... And she points towards the royalty.
Yeah,
Be a smart idea.
You're
all right. Let me try again a once-over with this first.
All right.
Boom.
Other sight. Let's see. If the range of that is 30 feet, you're currently on the ground, so you don't detect any magic. However, as you're looking up, I'll give everybody a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Yes.
I was gonna say I could give Enoch a ride around with his magic vision.
Yeah, that'd
1,
probably
2,
help.
3.
That'd probably
Let's
help
go.
the most.
25.
See, I
That's
got
a
a
2 and 1.
10.
Yuki with a 13.
The L5s continue to impress.
Yeah. As Rue and Elise look up, under the underside of this bridge, as you're looking up, you see there are some various strands of vines that's, stretch and bound about on the other side of the bridge, as well as in some places around the gap. But Elise, you specifically can look up and you see kind of camping around on some of those vines underneath. You see there's a group of baboons underneath there.
She just squints. Baboons.
God's deadliest creature.
Monkey.
Look, Gordon, monkeys.
They gone?
My god.
How big old?
You see there are 7 baboons currently camping out underneath the vines of the bridge.
Dan, you mind giving me a lift so I can check and see if there's any magical traps about this place?
Will do. Then we'll get on the broomstick, fly by the cart, and wait for Enoch to hop on, take their tour.
Enoch will immediately hop on. We'll be right back. We gotta get this sorted first. And he immediately jumps on before the princess can say anything and is flying off.
I'd like to say, what could a bunch of monkeys do to a house? But I know what's happened in this jungle.
I've seen Jumanji.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Humongous.
as Dan and Enoch kind of fly around, let's see. First thing that you sense is that you do detect transportation magic coming off the statue.
Oh, yeah.
And now that you get a better look, a human skeleton lies crumpled near the statue's feet. Several of its bones are obviously broken, but it's impossible to tell whether these injuries happened while the person was alive or caused by scavengers after death.
Well, that's a dead body, and that's a magic statue.
So I think we'll be okay if we just don't go over top the bridge, unless I'm mistaken.
True, but he will gesture over. You see that road? I think that might be probably our safest bet since we're going to be going through undead territory.
It's true.
But the biggest trick will be getting Henrietta in the cart up there.
Could try Zeno attempting to make her fly to get her up there.
Then just gestures at the cart. That's 500 pounds of my hard work right there.
True. And it's not like the cart is a creature that could be affected by fly.
The best I can do is make it try to roll on its own, but it does not have the balance for that. Maybe if we could find a way to dig into the cliff. I mean, I could probably make some stairs out of what's left of the supports for the bridge are already there. But the trick will be sculpting all of that. That's a lot more than I've typically done. Though that is a good question, Milla. Which way do we actually have to go across this bridge? I'm curious.
You basically have to go east. You basically have to, oh no, you have to go on the west side of the...
I was gonna say, the mission accomplished. We've already done it.
Yep. Well, you're currently on the east. Unless you would have moved it, Henrietta is currently on the east side. You need to get on the west side of the river.
Bill, I have a question.
Yes, Zeno?
If I use my my mage hand, could I see if I could feel the bottom of this river to see like how thick or how deep it is?
Not really. You don't really get a sense for, feeling things with that, unless you were to manipulate another object in its hands that it can carry. But
like if I could like fly over to the base of the river, like drop a rope down, like see how far it goes, kind of thing.
Wait, I just had a thought.
you could if you had the end of it weighed down with something.
I mean, I could just pick up. I'm sure I can just pick up one of the loose boulders or something like that, like a small one, and just use it as a weight.
Sure.
Just because I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Okay.
All right, so no surge, but
I did have a thought. I have telekinesis. Technically speaking, I could use telekinesis on the cart while Henrietta is flying to keep it in the air. I would just have to keep concentration for the entire flight time. And it's only going to be 10 minutes, probably even less than that, to get up onto the cliff.
Okay, well then, just make sure that we are far away from the statue, and that no one touches the statue. So probably keep an eye on Rue.
So,
All right.
while they're having this conversation,
above
It's like, hey, asshole!
above game, Rue has inherited a lot of Wick's curiosity, and that has not gone unnoticed.
What have I done?
You
Call out!
To be fair, she was
guy.
was that?
under the possession of Ichen, first off.
Yes, and yes, I remember the first thing Caitlin said. Good, I can now be chaotic again.
It was only a matter of time.
Again, while this is going on, Zeno flies himself at, goes out of the house, casts fly on himself, grabs one of these boulders right here, like one of the smaller ones, takes out his rope, and just sees how deep the water is.
All right, survival check to tie a knot on the rock.
Well, I hope this works. That's a 16.
Yeah, you managed to tie a decent knot around a piece of stone there.
And then, what would I have to roll to see how deep it is?
Probably an intelligence check, maybe, as you go to lower it down.
Alright, straight intelligence. Don't fail me. Oh, okay, never mind. 19.
Alright. You fly over towards the middle of the river, and you go to lower the stone down. And as you go to pull it up, you kind of go to measure it. It's about 10 feet deep here. We'll say 10 feet.
Okay, good to know. Because that was the one thing I'm we needed to actually see how deep this river is to see if Henrietta could even go through it.
That's true.
That could save us a whole shit ton of time. So he's gonna fly up. Where are Dan and Enoch?
Oh yeah, we never really placed ourselves on here. I mean,
I
we'd
was-
be close
yeah.
enough for magic vision to see the statue. So
So he's gonna fly up to them. So just did a little bit of recon, trying to see if we can just avoid this altogether by just going over the river. It's about 10 feet deep.
You do realize
Right.
the river was never actually the problem. It was the 100-foot chasm in which we are currently in.
Yeah, but at the same time, we keep going forward. We never know. We could find a flatter spot.
true, but we were just discussing if you cast fly on Henrietta and I use telekinesis to keep the cart afloat, we should be able to just fly ourselves out of the chasm. In theory,
Think it'll work?
I have confidence in our abilities.
Oh, also, Dan, two things. One, before we do this, set me down on the other bank just in case we need someone else to guard the way. And two, someone is tagging out with me. I've spent 2 days in that cart and I need some peace of mind.
She seems really attached to you.
Yes, a lot.
Why, yes!
Thank you for noticing!
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll tag out with you as soon as we're done with this.
I was really hoping that Chaperone would stay in the cart, but no, that man's got to fly everywhere. Then
You just hear
Enoch
a
will-
voice ringing out from the back of the cart. What does taking so long? We need to get moving! As you hear Roddy yelling out towards you.
Enoch just pointing at the other bank. Take me over, take me over, take me over.
Whoop.
I just realized this girl's like Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball. She's kind of crazy.
She is. Oh my God, you're right.
This bitch trying to kill me.
I'm just going to
Alright.
gently point again to the one squirrel gif from Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, her too.
Exactly.
I already re-uploaded my go-to GIF.
Yeah.
I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend.
I'm not your boyfriend.
All right, Dan's gonna fly on down, explain to everyone the plan. I guess
Yep.
also the cart.
Zeno is going to fly kind of far away, he's about 10 feet out from Henrietta, just in case.
If push comes to shove, if this plan doesn't work, I do have a backup. Could always make a ramp with the rock wall as well. So
This is true.
Yep, we can try this first. See what happens.
Here's a question, Milla. Since this is a large creature, should I make it a higher level spell?
I think it's gargantuan.
It's gargantuan, but I'll argue it's a creature. There's no size restriction on there. You can cast it.
Okay, so let me
Base
just-
level.
once again. Okay, 15 again. Okay, good.
No reserves detected.
And while he's doing that, I will cast telekinesis Dan's gonna hold his hand out. It's gonna glow dark blue, and he's going to say, scroll on down. It's a level 6 or 5. I don't remember.
Telekinesis, I believe.
It's
is-
5.
Level 5. There it is. I found it in my list. Meus Magicae Impellite! And the cart will lift alongside Henrietta, and I'm going to stay flying outside around that area to make sure that they stay aloft at a reasonable pace with the moving house.
May I just ask, is everybody still inside the house/cart?
I mean, I imagine you'd have to be.
I assume so.
Yeah, as you cast it flying, you know, Henrietta kind of does that like dog paddle thing as she begins to start flying up. As
I'm sorry,
you
but give me
managed
the
to keep
Tyrant Bane paddle.
Come along,
It's a
Henrietta.
run, a run.
Come on, girl.
Yep, it is. You go to fly up, she zooms over the top of you, Enoch, and manages to land
I was about to say Enoch
just
is just
far enough ahead.
yeah. Enoch is just doing the runway lights with dancing lights. Just come on.
Keep going. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Now bring
You're
her down.
good. You're good.
Slowly.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't think that would work.
I just imagine the final like 5 or 10 feet. She just drops.
And I'll gently set the cart down. I don't know why you didn't have faith in this, Zeno. It worked out great.
That wasn't your abilities I was worried about.
Right.
I just honestly didn't think I'd be able to lift something that big.
Fair, this is the first time you were trying something that size, but we turned her invisible, so I don't see why this wouldn't work.
Meanwhile, Enoch's already up the tongue door. Tyrant Bane, guard shift change.
Oh, of course.
Thanks, big guy. Enoch will pat him on the shoulder and to just whisper again, "Thank you."
I will give a sage nod to Enoch.
As you make your way into the carriage, here's Enoch. Why is he not here with me?
It is a shift change. Many eyes creates a safer travel.
Zeno flies into or goes into the house. Well, that was easy, or relatively easy for once.
Ronnie just kind of sighs at that and says, "Very well. I shall be with my Enoch soon enough."
Meanwhile,
I'm
Enoch...
so sad.
She's just concealing a knife behind her back.
I just
I'm so sad that I'm not there right now. I'd be such a little troll.
You would be a little troll.
Meanwhile, Enoch is just lifting up Joho, glad to see his son after 2 days of very awkward conversations.
Tyrant Bane will go ahead and just like give a side look, going, "You're Enoch?"
Well. She kind of does the thing where she kind of gives you the double take. Everybody's just like, yes.
Like Tyrant Bane was just sitting there going, "Wait."
The more that I hear him talk, the more I'm like, oh my god, you just made him crunk.
Yeah, he's like he's knowledgeable in battle tactics and honor for his tribe, but like once it's stripped away, he's a red cow like crunk.
He is just himbo. He's just 100% himbo energy.
He is. He told an entire like mercenary group to go ahead and screw off, and at the same time, he's just like, wait a minute.
And while that conversation's going on, Joho just makes his way over to you.
You cut out there, Milla.
Enoch! As Joho just looks up at you.
Immediate uppies. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Missed you.
Yes,
I mean, it's been basically all day, but it is getting kind of dark.
Yeah, don't
As
worry. I'll be here
Yeah.
watching over you.
Let's see. Kawasha just kind of looks out. I suppose it wouldn't be a bad place to find a place to cap down for the night. It is getting late.
Might I suggest we get at least a mile or so away from the bridge, if only because there's definitely a magical trap there and at least one dead body claimed by it?
There's also those monkeys. I still don't trust them.
Monkey.
Zeno squints at the monkey, so the monkeys squint back. Like finger to eyes thing.
They actually do the two eyes look.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest baboon, just the two eyes.
I mean,
To be fair, for where you guys are at, the baboons are under the bridge. There are monkey statues that are sitting on top of the bridge.
also, the last time we had to fight monkeys, they were undead, 10 feet tall, and had 4 arms. I'd rather not jinx it.
Suddenly.
Also,
just
flashback to
one
Zoo
monkey,
Monsters.
just one monkey just speed drives his car. Just over.
Meanwhile, those gorillas that helped us out way back when all start sneezing.
All right. So, for the sake of brevity, you do manage to travel for about a few more minutes so that you're comfortably away from the bridge. And I'll place you guys over on that hex for now. And then, as you guys go to lay down and rest for the night. Let's see. Where's my... thought I had my counter here. Take that. Anyway. Let's see. Nothing else happens during the night. The morning comes and you are all awoken by the sounds of heavy pouring rain bouncing off of Henrietta's roof.
Well, we couldn't have 3 days of nice weather. Oh no, that would be too easy.
No hat trick today.
Alright. Caitlin, roll percentile for me.
A bouquet. 89.
89? Okay. Let's
89.
see. This is in the afternoon, so let's see, you get to about there. Also, survival check, please, for navigation.
Going over to the survival. 27.
27, you managed to navigate it, no issues.
So wouldn't that mean we'd be right at Mesro instead of past it?
If you wanted to take the...
Well, I just know we were
I suppose you probably follow that a little bit.
I just know that we talked about going to Mesro, and I don't know what's there, so I'm not sure if that's a trade post, a city, whatever.
Yeah, would it be better to take a stop in Mesro or just move forward then?
Well, it would be shorter distance to go straight and then jog away. It would be a little bit out of the way for a Mesro, so...
Well, we're just
Since
going off
you made
of
your
what
way
our
on
guides
Mesro.
were telling us.
Yeah,
Again-
I'd say like make a stop at Mesro, but
I'll say with your survival check, Rue, you think it would be better just to bypass Mesro and then continue on straight.
I will say as such.
no, I can't help but picture we're going. Let us not go to Mesro. It's a silly place.
It will not do.
You won't hear me complaining. Also, I have never had to fake sleeping before, until I was in the cart.
Let's see.
Rue just smirks.
Vaughn, roll a d10 for me.
Oh boy. That's a 4.
Okay. As you begin to bond your way towards the jungle, it's kind of weird. Henrietta kind of does like a quick jerk motion toward the right. And as you guys all feel something rocking for a second, you just hear a groan coming from behind as you guys are traveling. And you look back in the house and you see Oh yeah, Henrietta just managed to dodge an Ankylosaurus zombie.
Oh, is that all? That's
Huh.
good.
Yeah, screw that thing. Anyways.
Oh no! Anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway. Alright. The rest of that day wears on. Nothing happens. And then the next day.
I just think that Henrietta actually literally stepped on its foot, and the foot's just gone.
No, she like stepped on the shell part of it and pushed it down into the ground and then moved on.
I mean, she is a size category larger than it. She's basically like an ancient dragon to a dragonling.
Yeah.
Alright. Another survival check for me.
Okie dokie. Bushki. 13.
13. Let's see. Alright. As you begin to travel for the rest of the day, nothing else happens. That day.
Meanwhile,
let's see.
during that day, Enoch would just go, okay, someone's got to relieve Tyrant Bane. It's been 2 days. Who wants to go?
Enoch! You just hear.
I mean,
Any volunteers?
Rue does
Anyone.
That
Rue does laugh. Sure, I can do it.
Anyone at all?
like
Rue offered.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, if you want to ignore me, then by all means.
No,
you can
no,
do
no,
it.
no, please, go right ahead. Be my guest, be my guest. Enoch is literally holding the tongue open for you. Don't worry, I will look. Don't worry, I'll look after the kids. You don't got to worry about that. He's just already cradling Joe Hope, one hand holding his tongue.
please don't leave me.
Alright.
Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
Alright, so Rue, give me another survival check with advantage.
Okay. Bisky. Natural 20 with advantage.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
So, as you're double checking your readings on that map, you realize, oh wait, slightly skewed. Instead of being closer to the river, you're slightly further in jungle than when you
Course
had.
correct.
Yep. So slight course correct. All right, and let's see. Rabbit, roll a percentile for me.
Okay. Here I go.
It's an 89.
Oh, hey, another one.
9. Okay.
As we're traveling, maybe you should just write him a letter if you're so hung up on this.
Draco, roll a d10 for me.
A D10 sure can do. That'd be an 8.
And 8.
Is that the lowest that we've ever gotten on a D100, or did we get a 6 one time?
It was a D10.
That's
So
a
we roll
d10.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a D10.
okay. I was like, I saw 8. I'm like, oh shit, did we get an actual 8 on this?
Nah, I mean, a D10 is almost a D100. Just have to add another 0 to every number, and it's the same thing.
I suppose in the Barris element, yes, that is true.
You got like the average grade I got in my college classes.
Let's see. I gotta double check something real quick here.
Now, a thought just occurred to me, and I did not think about it. How are we going to get Henrietta inside the city walls? And then once we do, how are we going to get her towards where we need to go?
Well, I mean, I told, gotta find his name in here again.
I told Chex Notes.
Otamu.
Thank you. I told Otamu that,
to look for a house on a dog. He never responded, but I'm sure he got that message.
Yes, but let's be real. That you told one person in a city.
Sure, he probably would have told the guard or something.
I mean, he is a
Be the
trade
responsible
prince,
thing to do.
but our biggest issue is that most city streets aren't actually sized to take a house through, so we might have to figure out a way to move inconspicuously with... He gestures towards the room at large with 15 plus people in it. We're gonna
could
stand.
always-
No one will ever know.
Speaking of
You
not
know,
knowing,
We get one dog house, and then it feels like we forget that we can walk.
here's a question for
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Who needs legs?
Remind me, Dan, how fast is Henrietta's movement speed?
Let me go into Animated Hut to get that for you.
I believe 50 feet.
Yes, 50 feet, so 100 when she dashes.
Okay, good to know. As you're barely through the jungle, you hear Henrietta growl for a moment and just like... As you all look out, you see... Let's see. You see a few large forms trudging through the jungle. As you kind of look at them, you realize, wait a minute. Those look like ogres, but there's a lot of decayed flesh off of them, and you see Henrietta just got a barrel pass through them. They just stop like, as Henrietta just passes through them, and they're like, what happened?
That looked like a whole lot of not our business.
Yeah. Looks like somebody else's problem just passed by. Oh well.
All right.
I mean,
so,
isn't that what we pay our taxes for the Flaming Fist to do?
All right. So, as dusk kind of hits down, you're still a ways out from Port Nyanzaru at this point, so you will have to rest once more. And as you go to stop and rest for the night, Ronnie, in particular, steps out of the carriage. Where is he?
Oh, someone's in trouble.
Rue just has her head in her hand. Who?
Enoch.
He's probably in the house, I would imagine.
Fair. She's just gonna step out as she makes her way towards the house. As everyone begins to stop.
I'm sorry, where is he? One of the two locations that we are currently in.
Good point, she says as she points at you. Wait, here you are. As
I like to imagine she knocks on the door and answers hello.
Enoch just sitting there. He's got one of the kids on his lap, another in his arms, and one just hanging off his shoulders. And now he's just a deer in the headlights.
Just hear the Simpson scream.
yeah, Homer scream. As she's gonna just run right in there and, oh, there you are, my beloved Enoch, as she just glops you.
Oh, okay, this is a lot. There's a lot of people on Enoch now. Okay, kids, you want to go play outside before bed? Go play outside before bed. Okay. He's...
Yes. Let's just do that. Why don't you all just go outside, have some fun?
Yes, play.
Yes.
As she looks at everyone else in the house.
Meanwhile, Enoch's out here like, do not leave, do not leave.
I think I'm still on shift, so yeah, Rue kind of did stick around.
Oh, don't worry. I have scrying. I can keep an eye on you both.
Dan, we'll have to talk about boundaries later, but that is also very true. That's a good idea.
We'll have
case
to
you
talk
need help
about
or anything.
boundaries later. So as everybody else
I'll help you
Kind
out.
of
Like I said, I'm still
leaves
on
out the
shift,
house.
so Rue doesn't leave.
doesn't leave the wagon, or
Doesn't leave the gal's side. She's still guarding. She's gonna have mercy.
you are dismissed. As she kind of looks over to you. Rue.
I don't recall being a servant. I do
Excuse
believe I'm
me.
hired. I do believe I'm hired to protect you.
You just kind of see her, kind of like, I beg your pardon.
You may beg it as you wish, but I'm still hired to do this.
Enoch, please send her away so that we may spend some quality time.
Your Majesty, it's hilarious that you think you can control us just yet.
Yeah, this is kind of a democracy here. I'm not. What? He just looks around the group. Please don't tell me I'm actually the leader.
You act like it.
Tarabin gives like a half shrug, like, eh.
I was gonna say, Rue kind of also gives a half shrug.
Beto said what he said.
Meanwhile,
I mean, do we really have a leader? I mean, I guess you would be, kind of. I don't know.
I mean, it really started just like
Which is again weird because you're one of the younger ones among us.
and then you found me in a ruin, and then just one thing led to another, and now we're here.
Okay.
Also, in all fairness, you do most of the talking among all of us.
At this point, Rue, I want you to roll an insight check on Ronnie.
Yeah, she says that. She says that, and we're just like, wait, are you? We're all talking. We're like, well, it does make sense. 20.
I doubt it.
Rue, I was asking for
Actually, you know what? Guys, he said for Rue. Heaven's
Yeah.
sake.
Oh,
Rue!
Rue! Oh,
for
I'm
Rue.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll use my inspiration on this though. Dang, it is lower.
Blah.
Oh well.
So 11.
Honestly, this will track. This is fine.
As she she sits back and thinks for a little bit. You kind of see her. You can't get a good read on her expression. You hear in her mind, she just says, "Back off! He's mine." In her voice.
In her mind, she's going to test run. Can I respond back?
You get no response back.
Interesting. My dear, I'm sorry. I'm not romantically interested. I do believe I'm actually quite a bit older than him. You can chase after him all you like, but this still does not change the fact that I am guarding. Apologies.
Tarabin gives like a hack cough, like.
Enoch, you hear a thought in your mind as you just kind of hear the same. So like, well, do you mind if she watches?
See that going that way.
Loud because holy shit.
You'll all just see like Enoch's face, like all of his face is now matching his just like his metal bit. Okay, I've been trying to be tactful. I appreciate things, but I should also preface that the only reason we were able to bring you here is that on penalty of death, Ashara made me say that you would have no fraternirization. Also, in case you didn't notice, I'm currently dealing with being a single father.
What?
The pumpkins, yeah, there are
So
there are
you
kids.
just see her just go and storms out of the house. And she goes back to the carriage.
Fun
Yep.
talk.
And Rue will just about face, completely stone-faced, and follow her.
You all do not want to know. Oh yeah, I guess I should probably mention this. She can talk to you in your head, but you can't talk back. She said some things. I'm just gonna... Dan, I need the alchemy jug.
All right, and we'll hand it over.
I-
This seems like you've been through a lot.
Alchemy jug. I need whiskey.
I just imagine the face the face Elise is making is the same as my profile pic.
Alright, well,
Really tempted to use the helm of telepathy, but
I guess on that note, we can kind of take a quick pause here to kind of take a break as you're kind of setting up camp for
Here,
the
Dan,
night.
I'll let you get a surface thought if you use the helmet
that'd be
telepathy for
fun.
free, which is just... Enoch just goes, this is worse than when old Joe taught me the birds and the bees. And you'll
I mean, I
immediately-
was gonna try and use it on the princess, but
Oh,
you
okay.
too. Why not?
I'll just give you a heads up. I might just be a couple minutes more. I need to do a thing real fast, but I'll.
All right.
That's fine.
And
All right.
just for the record, above game, everybody. As far as how infatuated that Rade is towards Enoch, I do have boundaries as far as how far I'm willing to take that on stream, just so for you guys know. So
That's fine. It's more of just, again, I am playing a very, very socially awkward teenager who, despite being a charisma caster, has no points in persuasion or deception.
mm-hmm.
When I said I was going to use scrying, I thought they were just gonna have a conversation. At least as Dan, I didn't think it was gonna escalate to that. I'm pretty sure Dan would cancel the scrying at exactly that point.
Which is why Enoch was like, we need to talk about boundaries, even just because what you just explained. Enoch's already had that idea put into his head twice by two different people now.
I'm gonna go get up and get some more water. I shall return.
Dan going, well, time for me to hit the old dusty trail.
I'll be right back as well. I really need. So, talk to you later.
Same here.
So Chad, I'm glad to see that you're all enjoying this as much as we are. D&D romances, are they never not fun to watch?
True.
Though now I'm just thinking about that scene from Community where they play D&D for the first time, and it's just the montage of them explaining a sex scene, and by the end you see Donald Glover taking notes.
Yeah.
And then I stay and cuddle for the appropriate amount of time, and then we leave. How long is that? Man, I fucking love Community. Though, I still think the second D&D episode is better, only because they have literally the guy who plays Mike from Breaking Bad as one of the people in there.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that was like the last season or the second to last season, because they had to replace a bunch of people who are no longer coming back for reoccurring, and so they're just like, okay, who are some people that we can get? Oh, he'll be in this? Yes, and he is easily one of the best parts. He definitely carries the cast after Chevy Chase is gone.
Holy moly.
Also, I guess you should point out, for those who are catching up on the YouTube, we finally finished C4. What was supposed to be a 4-part miniseries turned into an 8-part, and it only all it took for us to actually beat it was meeting literal D&D Satan. So if you want to figure out how well that goes, you should check it out. It's over on the YouTube right now.
Vidamon.
Oh, yeah, that was a great time. It was so fun, like, having Sarah, Blue, and Tweets, and everyone just being like, what's our clever way around this? And me, meanwhile, playing a John Wick character, I can kill anything if it moves, but right now we're not killing, so I'm just going to stand here and be menacing. Which reminds me, I still need to find a good way to watch John Wick, because I can't go to a movie theater.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Court order.
I haven't seen any John Wick films.
You are missing out, but those movies are like, Dr. Caliban's the one who sat me and a bunch of friends down. It's like, Vaughn, you specifically have to watch this movie. Why? Because we both know I'm you from the future, and I know your taste in movies, and you're going to love it. And by the third movie, when they were reenacting a scene from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for literally one gag, I was like, yeah, okay, no, I love this. I love these movies hands down. I probably watched them like 50 times while working on Homebrew and other stuff since then. Which is why I have an entire fighter subclass based around being just John Wick.
You can be John.
Yeah, the entire class is built around, you can use improvised weapons to do a lot of damage, you can use guns or crossbows without the reloading property, and you can literally just basically walk around, pick up anything, and boom, you are devastating.
Oh, that's fun as hell.
Oh yeah, no, I was waiting for a fight in the last encounter. I was just gonna be like, I didn't have any weapons, just like pick up a brick. I've got this, I'm good. Just reenact that scene from Deadpool 2.
This is mine.
Oh my god. So, I'm back, and I almost gave myself a spit take just listening back to the clip that Bob just posted. Oh my god. Just. Just Rabbit going, oh my god!
I might
What happened to your face?
Yeah, I might turn that into a YouTube short, maybe. Citrix's
Yeah.
been talking to me about doing stuff for YouTube, which is why I spent the last 2.5 days recording audio for a 14-page script. And now I have about 3 hours of audio that I have to cut through, mostly just flub takes on, to find the several takes that I can actually make into a video. And then learn editing software.
Hooray!
Oh, yeah.
Long form content.
I mean, long form. I want to say that most of the batch takes I did for recording audio came out to about 30 minutes apiece, depending on how many lines I had. I want to say any one of those batch takes will be as long as the actual video. And that's with me clipping in funny haha moments. Because I'm lazy, and if I can tell a joke with a meme, I'll do it. But I will take this moment to step away for a quick bathroom break, so I will be right back. And I am back.
Go back.
We're ready to come back.
Oh. I also just realized, oh crap, we're about to get actual magic items now. Let me double check.
Okay, I'm back.
Actual magic items? Because I got magic items.
Well,
I
remember,
mean, I've got some.
remember, we get rewards for ending the Black Day, so...
Oh, yeah, no, we're going to be coked up. This is going to be good.
I just got
I'm pretty sure I sent you what I wanted.
Yep, I've got all the notes for all that stuff taken down.
Now I just need to double check how much stuff I have attuned, because I know at least... Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Cool, I have one spot left open. Dope. Also, I'm just going to get rid of Joho's charm, because I'm pretty sure it's been beyond 7 days, and his is the only one that comes with a timer.
I still have all these animal parts in my inventory that at this point are probably rotted, that are probably no good and wouldn't net me any money.
I'm excited to finally go into Port Nyanzaru and rebuy an alchemy kit.
Like,
Oh,
I,
that's right.
Teach my son alchemy.
like I still have a vial of troll fat. I still have a bunch of snake meat, which at this point I'm assuming that we've been able to use as rations.
Yeah.
I also love
Before they
that...
spoiled.
I also love you went through the whole thing. Can I teach my son alchemy? Can I teach my clone? Never crossed your mind.
I mean, he knows everything I do, so why would I teach him what he already knows?
Because we've already proven he doesn't actually have the ability to cast magic.
Well, he doesn't have the ability, but I mean, like with alchemy,
But
it's
does he
more
got the
study.
gumption?
He has all the knowledge of how to cast any spell I have. He just can't execute it.
I mean, that's still... Come on, man. You're letting your teaching chops slide. Here, I'm teaching 3 kids how to read and write in both Common and Goblin.
Okay, every education system outside of America, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Simmer.
Meanwhile, Enoch, I've got to reach these kids.
I'm back.
For anyone who remembers these dated South Park references.
I got to teach these kids.
I remember.
Oh, I
I
remember.
remember.
Like,
Oh my god.
There, I just posted in general the entirety of my inventory that I've had this entire time. And I'm almost certain that most of it I wouldn't be able to sell because it's probably decayed.
Oh yeah. Also, minus the Wango puzzle cube because that disappeared.
That's
Yeah.
right. I need to get rid of that.
I mean, the talons and feathers are probably fine. Because I don't imagine they would decay rapidly in your bag.
The fat maybe would be all right.
So I gotta look through mine, because I probably have some components that aren't...
I mean, at this point, the fat
Wait,
couldn't be
what?
used for any kind of cooking or anything. You'd have to sell it to someone who would make tallow.
Or you could maybe use it for potions or whatever, but I don't know if in its current state it would be fine. Oh yeah, I have a quart of axe beak lard too.
I also just realized something that would be hilarious. If the Flaming Fist tried to make us pay them for, like, because of our Explorer's Charter, at which point we all just step out. Are you going to make us?
I mean, earlier in our journey, maybe we'd be inclined to give it to you, but nah. Get bent.
Like you can't afford us.
Also, 2 people on this list aren't covered by our trading charter, so we could literally just hand it to them. They came from the jungle. You don't own that.
You don't own this.
I would actually find it hilarious if you tried to displace the Minotaurs a second time.
It worked the first time, didn't it? Didn't it, Chief?
Well, no.
I'm just picturing that.
To displace the Minotaurs the first time, we needed the Black Day. The second time was a Yuan-Ti army. This, just a bunch of sword boys.
Yeah. Oh, we could totally take over Omu, the entirety of the Sunblades.
Yeah. All right.
Aggressive snort.
I don't think you will.
I think that'd give you a very bad time.
Yeah, have a
Anyway, is everybody back and ready to continue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies, it took me a little bit longer.
It's fine. Unfortunately, as you begin to wake up the next day, it is roaring hard outside. You're in the middle of a typhoon.
Not what I was expecting you to say.
Damn it.
Yeah, actually, like compared to everything you could say from us being that close, bad weather is not that bad right now.
I mean, we could probably make it, but getting out of the house is going to be a nuisance in the typhoon.
Enoch sighs, Enoch sighs as he just steps outside into the typhoon. He's like, give me a second, I have to go do something. As he immediately goes out, stands next to a tree, casts Fabricate, and then immediately starts reinforcing the cart because he did not plan for typhoon.
And as you go to do that, between the buffeting with the wind and the hail and a couple of branches here and there, Henrietta takes about 8 points of damage, bludgeoning damage, just for various bits falling on top of her because she can't really move.
See. She has 100 hit points and she takes 8. Got it.
Understandable.
Again, like I'm thinking of that one scene from the Owl House. Hurry up and get that spell ready! This wind is making up my precious stucco!
Meanwhile, Enoch will also reach into his pack and bring out his bedroll and other equipment and just kind of like shove it in there. Here, guys, stay warm. We didn't predict weather like this. Here, he's just trying to shove it into the flaps that he's also trying to nail down so that way the weather stays out as much as possible.
Alright, at this point, as you begin to camp down for this part of the night, Ronnie's just been in the carriage sobbing this entire day. While you guys were camped down.
Dear Lord, so the entire time Enoch is nailing everything down, he's just like, Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that too. I'm not good with emotions. I wish it was Rocks and Stone just talking to himself.
She's made of rocks and stones.
Rocket stone!
Rocket stone to the bone!
Above game, if Enoch was good at fixing emotional problems, he wouldn't have any.
It's true, he's not a therapist.
Jesus Christ!
Guys, I think we found our quote of the week.
Even better than. Do you think you can join? Do you think she can watch? Oh god, I butchered that so hard.
But yeah, Enoch will be thinking about that while inside the thing as he comes in. Dan, do you want to do the thing that cleans off people? As he is just sopping wet and probably has bits of tree all over him.
Then over this without listening to me. Here. He snaps his fingers in there and you're clean.
Oh.
Alright.
It probably would have been a lot easier for you if you just waited for the storm to pass and then we fixed the damage.
Yeah, but typically, like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you here. If it was just the princess and like Caw, I think they would have been fine. They're sturdier stuff. Nah, it's like 8. If he catches anything from this is not the place for him to get sick. So, I promised I would keep them safe.
She gently reaches over to Tyrant Bane and just places a hand on his snoot while looking at Enoch.
You just that thing cows do when they just shift their eyes slightly toward you.
Enoch's confused too about the snoot, but he's just like,
This one right here. You know he can cure things, correct?
I mean, she has you there.
you know what? I've had a lot on my mind in
is-
the last 10 hours. Okay, and remember, I don't get to sleep, so I don't get to just put that out of my mind. You know what?
Rue is not while you're grabbing my snout.
Are you suggesting that Tyrant Bane is capable of curing emotional damage?
I think she meant if he caught a cold in the rain, but yours is better.
What, do you not like your snoot booped?
What is that?
Instead of like just kind of placing a hand on his snout, she will instead just boop his snoot with the finger.
Tyrant Bane will resist the urge to sneeze. He does it back. Just pokes her nose.
She accepts this and then turns back to Enoch.
Is this some kind of custom I don't know of?
I find that a few animals tolerate it. I just find it cute.
Oh, I see. He goes back to working like twice as hard. Just bam, 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 bam.
Listen.
Provide motivation.
Listen, I'm still going to say we probably need one more, though we already got caught inside, because I doubt he's going to try to fly his ass in a typhoon. Who wants to go in there? Because I am not ready to mend emotional bridges this close to Port Nyanzaru. I think that's a inside, Otamu's compound kind of conversation, not the wind is roaring and we are in a typhoon situation.
I mean, I can go in if you want me to.
Okay, no magic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Groovy.
Magic is forbidden.
Like above Gabe, Zeno is like in his head. He's really like he's smiling, but he's like he has no emotion on his face right now. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
Zeno about to cause problems on purpose.
Yes.
Okay, I am now just going to go over here and just teach the kids more about how to use language and try not to drink more from the alchemy jug. Okay, just his hands are up in the air and just moves over to where the kids are.
Then we'll take his alchemy jug back from him just to make sure he's not drinking while teaching.
Zeno walks outside. Is it still raining?
Yeah, it's still pouring rain. From I'm assuming this is the same day that you guys are, trying to patch everything up. We'll say it's closer to night. The majority of the storm has passed, but it is late.
I'd like to imagine if Henrietta had a porch, Elise just would have been sitting on the porch the entire day, just watching the storm happen.
Oh,
You know,
that's where
like
you've
you
been.
know, like any other Midwesterner during the middle of a severe weather event.
Don't
Yep.
throw true statements at me as if they're insults.
Listen. We all know what the sky smells like when it's green.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I love the smell of like rain.
I
Smells
love
like
ozone.
glory.
Zeno walks outside, looks or sees Elise. So that's where you've been. I thought you were in your room.
Yeah, this is more entertaining.
If I had known that, I probably would have came out and joined you. I actually do quite love the smell of rain. Then he just starts walking over there.
All right. You make your way to the carriage, and yeah, you just kind of see sprawled out on one of the benches, just see, yeah, just quietly sobbing. You just see Ronnie just with her face down in the pillow.
Evening, Your Majesty.
Oh wait.
Afraid I can't do that. I've been instructed to come out when it's my turn.
Fine. As she just kind of picks herself up a little bit at this point and says, "Why doesn't he like me?"
Ah, first relationship problems, huh?
Well, it's just.
So, Zeno is going to, he's going to or go over and sit down next to her, and just start talking to her about this. We don't have to roleplay it, but.
All right, so roll a persuasion check for me to see how well this pans out.
He is a very charismatic boy. And a 22 definitely will do that.
I was so hoping for a nat one.
I was hoping for two, honestly, but
I was just rubbing my hands together, going, "Yeah, boy, yeah, boy."
No, if
So,
you want to know one,
no.
you have to have Dan roll this.
All right,
real quick, I want to emphasize. Zeno is not helping Enoch in any way. If anything, he's gonna be telling her all the stuff that they've done and making it seem like he's a goddamn hero about it. Like making it where she wants him even more.
Oh.
Well, that's pretty
Like
good.
I said, causing problems on purpose.
Yep. Remember, above game, they don't like each other.
No.
That is true.
And the funny thing is that Enoch was also telling stories, but he was telling them how they actually happened, which include a lot of almost dying, getting set on fire multiple times, not by the enemy.
Well, she just kind of begins to wipe her tears and says, "I suppose I was right to like him, but I did come on a little strong, didn't I?"
Trust me, as someone who's been in your position, Your Majesty, it happens. Like the thing about relationships, you gotta it's a give and take situation. You got to make sure that they understand where you're coming from. Like he just goes he basically gives both good and bad relationship advice the entire time he's in this tent or this little camper.
All right. Give me another persuasion check as you're kind of going over this stretch.
Cat, and also remember, Zeno canonically has a girlfriend.
Well, make your choice. So persuasion or deception.
Both of them are 8, so I'm gonna go with persuasion. Again, another 22.
She kind of begins to, relax a little bit, just continuing to wipe the tears away, and she says, "Of all the teachings that Ashara taught me, I wish he would have taught me about any of that sort of stuff."
My dear, if there's one thing that I actually do know, is that no one can teach you about love.
really? Well, you seem to be doing that though.
Personal experience there is more of a teacher than anything else I can give you, or anything else you can learn in any book that I've ever written.
Well, truth be told, I still like him, but
That's fine. You just have to give him a little bit of space. Trust me, the kid doesn't get out that much.
He has crossed a continent.
I was gonna say he gets out a lot.
He doesn't get out that much, aside from, gestures to all of Chult.
Like, you guys above you know what I mean, right?
yeah, semantics.
All of Chult. Just sandbagging his ass.
He doesn't get out a lot as the sounds of a typhoon and a tree falling.
I want to emphasize this. Zeno is basically gonna turn into like the sassy gay boyfriend during this entire time, and does not help the situation for Enoch at all.
But yeah, as Ronnie just kind of begins to compose herself. Well, I thank you, Zeno, right?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I will do my best to curb myself, but it's just I'm just so used to.
I get it. You're used to everything being one way, and then all of a sudden things just don't happen the way you're used to. I mean, I don't know if he told you about me, but I'm a wild mage. I unfortunately have to live with the constant fear of everything going weird really quickly.
You just kind of look, and you hear in your mind as she says, well, that I have my thing as well. I basically gave my power from the 7 Wind Dukes.
Oh, so that's what he was talking about. Like he says back in her mind.
You go to reply back, you hear no response. Oh, it's only one way.
Yeah, like he mentioned that you were talking to him with your mind, and I was wondering what exactly he was talking about.
Well, Master Zeno. Well, at any rate, she just kind of looks over and she just kind of puts an arm on your shoulder and says, "Well, thank you, really." And then she'll just kind of give you a playful push off the shoulder.
Anytime, my dear. Anytime.
That's Your Highness to you. And she kind of gives a wry smile.
Oh, come. Like, we're all friends here. Like, he gives her a wink, and, like, I guess we can just move on from there.
Yeah. She's gonna do an insight check on you real quick.
What should I roll to counter this, or if you want me to?
If you want to roll a deception, go ahead, I guess.
I mean, we'll see. Like, I honestly, like, he doesn't really care, so. Like.
Okay, well, she kind of thinks about it for a little bit, and then she'll go back to laying down on the cushion and grabs the pillow.
So Zeno's, like, for the rest of the quote-unquote watch, is going to be looking out the windows, making sure everything's fine.
Alright. Yeah. As the night wears on and the rain lets off, the next day approaches, and it is raining considerably less.
Oh, good.
I'll need one more survival check with advantage.
Okay.
Imagine if we got lost directly in front of Port Nyanzaru.
Very unfortunate. Very, very funny.
And also, speaking of stuff to happen, Draco, go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
Will do. I'm just imagining we get lost. We're suddenly back at Omu somehow.
Enoch would at
We
that
end up
point
over here for
explode.
some reason. We're right next to Laka.
I mean, it's a 23 with advantage, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, that sounds sweet.
Let's see.
We end up back at Fort Belawarian.
That's exactly a place I don't want to take the royals. Oh, we'll just hold on to these. Okay, they're our property now. I'm sorry, colonists.
Excuse the fuck out of you? Nuh-uh.
Let's see.
Excuse us, Jews.
Okay, roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
So what you're telling us is you want us to burn your entire fort.
Damn, this was such a nice fort, too. Oh, well.
Let's see. Interesting. 19. Deluna, roll 2d6 for me.
Okay. Eight.
8. Alright. Let's see. As oddly enough, as you guys begin to get Henrietta all picked up, you ruined the lease. You notice that you hear Henrietta just go,
That was the most distant borf I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got cut
I
out a
award
little
you
bit.
no points.
you just hear just kind of like a low whine of some sort.
No.
As the two of you could have sworn you heard hissing at some point, and you kind of look flying around on top of Henrietta. You see a bunch of snakes with wings just kind of floating around on top of and around Henrietta.
Goddamn sky snakes!
Sounds like some
Interesting.
sky snakes want to die, is what I'm hearing.
You made snakes the only way you could make them scary. You gave them flight.
They're like
Okay.
normal-sized snakes, but with just like little wings on them, and they're flying.
That doesn't make it better.
That sounds adorable, but they hurt the doghouse and need to die.
Could I try to make an animal handling check
I
just to
don't-
like shoo them away?
I don't think they're really hurting the dog. I think it's more like bugs hitting a windshield, just like, just like it's just a storm of snakes.
All I know is there was whining involved, and I know that means the dog is upset.
Who touched my dog?
They cannot be allowed to live.
Let's see. So you want an animal handling check to shoo the snakes away? Okay. Sure. Roll an animal handling check.
21.
21. Alright. You go to shoo the snakes away, and
Elise is holding the snake bow like out in front of her as like a sign of dominance. She's just going, shh, get out of here. Shh.
they dart and they fly off towards the west.
Kind of pats Henrietta on one of the sides of the house.
You know, when we came to Chult, that would have surprised me. Now I'm just find it a nuisance.
Could I have made a nature check before that happened to see what they were?
Sure.
Yeah, 17.
17. Yeah, you've heard of flying snakes. Yeah, they're snakes with wings. They fly around. They're sometimes used as messengers.
They taste delicious.
Just a bunch of pigeons basically conglomerating around Henrietta, except they're just snakes. Just a bunch of messenger pigeons taking a break from their flight to deliver their message.
Snake pigeons.
Dang snidgens.
All right. So with that information, yeah, as you shoo them all the way and they fly off. What's more, as the soft rain is pelting Henrietta, you travel for about 2 hours from where you're at. And before you know it,
Hey!
Back.
It's been so long.
Really bad.
Welcome back, my ass.
I
I've never
honestly
seen this
forgot
place.
what this map
It's
looked
been
like.
84 years.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the last time we were here was episode between 6 and episode 10. And
It
we're
was
I
10.
think you're right, yeah.
yeah, and
When
we're
you
now
went
on what
and
would be
dropped
episode 64.
Oh, damn.
So, how does the local populace react to the doghouse Henrietta just wandering on in?
that is
Or
a good
up, I
question,
should
Mega
say.
Man. First of
I
all, I
did
have to
give-
double check the scale of things here.
I did give fair warning to one of the trade princes, so hopefully he told the guards that was coming eventually.
Otherwise, we have a
Alright.
very long walk from all the way over here or here, at which point Henrietta stops at just about one of those outside roads.
Yeah, so that's a good question. If you're gonna be coming in from the south, you'll probably have to bank around, and you could probably come in either through Tiriki Anchorage, over by where you had met. Oh, what's his name?
So here.
Which
No,
is
he pinged down here. Because we're coming in
Oh,
from the
what
south.
was his name? What was his name? God, it's been so long.
And who could ever forget King?
No,
Oh,
it was a,
King.
it was a fruit merchant. I remember him. We saved his life at the best
You
he could.
said it.
No,
This is well like, oh, never forget the fruit merchant.
yes,
Oh,
because
right.
Give me an intelligence check. Give me an intelligence check to see if you remember.
Oh, I was gonna check my notes.
Or if you want to use your notes, yeah.
Yeah, I remember all the story points about him. He sold mad monkey fruit to a trade princess, and she wanted him murdered. And so we were like, can you not? And then they're like, okay, go murder this other guy. Can we not? No. And that's how we got Shago's necklace, which is why meeting him was such a crazy thing.
Okay, I must have passed by him because I'm pretty sure I I'm pretty sure I wrote his name in my notes somewhere. It was
It would
before
li-
or after the trade princes.
Yeah, it would have to be the first 3 pages.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I remember what his name is, Dan.
Hmm?
Why would I know what his name is, Dan?
I have no idea. That's why I was confused.
Amazing. That was a perfect thing because I think we all did the Reggie Gorgas goes, what?
No, I knew exactly what Red was doing.
Yeah.
Rabbit, you basically pulled the top from that one episode of Avatar.
He's right over there.
Huh?
Right over there. Why would I know what his name is?
Omala.
Okay.
And Cheru with the Swift.
Don't know
Caitlin.
I could have swore I wrote it in here.
I need a minute.
We did expedite this. We all just roll intelligence to see if we remember him.
You
Oh,
know,
I
I'm
did-
gonna say it's gonna say because it's the same letter, but you know what? That is a very threadbare defense. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you have done this to me. The horror of it all.
Again.
Philip, can I just roll intelligence?
The destruction.
Sure.
15.
Right.
Oh yeah, you remember, yeah, Omala was his name.
Just think we should find Amala.
I just said that.
Omala could barely put up the 5 of us when we had Wick, and Wick could take up basically like a cupboard. I don't think he's going to be ready for, he gestures, the doghouse caravan.
Now we have
Sorry.
now we have 3 cupboard children.
True.
Though,
And you just hear as business is just kind of booming as Henrietta's just walking down the fairway here, and noticeably everybody's just kind of parting as you're walking close. There's like a bunch of children that are scampering out of the way as their mothers are grabbing their arms, like, get out of the way, get out of the way! And you see other people just stare in awe as the sheer unbridled ridiculous grandeur that is a house on dog legs walking down the boulevard.
Dan is sitting in the doorway waving to people because he really wanted to see how people would react to this. Hello, good morning.
you just hear the clang. You know it.
Oh, wait.
Clang.
Is the dog doing the high step? Little doggy high step?
I would hope so. I would sincerely hope so.
Absolutely.
Well, as much as I would love to be a part of this, I'm probably going to have to go brief the royals. Enoch just literally climbs out a window, slides down the back of Henrietta towards the wagon, and just jumps in because it's only flaps for doors.
Alright, you go to look in, and you look up and you see Rade just kind of staring up at you, and you hear your mind, oh, hello, welcome back.
Enoch is just going to take it in strides. Yep, hi, welcome to Port Nyanzaru, the current cultural hub of civilization until we can get Omu back up and running.
Actually, real quick, was Zeno supposed to still be in there?
Probably, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah?
Welcome to this. At which point, Enoch will also say, if I can give some advice, Princess, the one person we're going to go meet is probably the only person who knows anything about magic, so they're probably the only person you could talk to with your mind. The rest, we don't know the trade princes and princesses that well, so maybe keep that a secret.
Huh. Yes, I'm not... Ashara had told me about how the trade princes run the city, but if you know any of them in particular, I suppose that could help.
Well, we met 2 and know 1. The one we know we're going to take you to his place because it'll be a good place that we can, use as a base of operations, keep you safe. His name
Also,
is...
one of the only places we could actually probably keep Henrietta.
Yeah. His name's Wango Atamu. He controls the magical import and export of the city. The only other trade prince we met is actually a princess, and Draco, since you have your notes open, tell me her name real quick.
Let's see. Conga. Nope. Not her. 'Cause that's the poison lady that we snuffed for that. Here we go. Kawathe.
And then there's Kawafe, who controls all of the fruit and vegetable trading, but our literal meeting with that is trying to get her to stop murdering one man by her forcing us to try to murder Shago, who's currently in our house. So on a scale of 1 to 10, trust Otomu, keep a wide berth of Kawafe. We will help as best we can. Oh dear lord, I was not ready for us to come back to civilization. Enoch's just gonna
In the
slump
house,
down.
you'll hear Shago sneeze, like...
That's the pollen in the air.
Tyrant Bane is just starry-eyed looking outside of Henrietta at all the stuff.
If it's all the same... And Shago just kind of looks up at you as you're making your way. Could you actually let me out here? I actually do not want to go back into the city proper.
Yeah, that'd probably be a smart idea there.
Then we'll have Henrietta go down to the ground so Shago can get out safely. Have a good trip.
Then I'll like walking back over there. Do be safe, Shango.
I will do my best, like I do every day. And you kind of look at he gives this giant monkey smile, like he always does.
Then I'll gives him a good high five and like, you do that, man. I like you.
Well, as you kind of look up a little bit, Kawasha just kind of stops a little bit and says, "Well, that is a good point. Do you have any plans to go back to Fort Bellawarian?"
Don't look at me. I'm not in this room.
I don't think
I have
we
never
do.
heard of that place before.
I was thinking about it. I don't.
I was gonna say,
any
Rue's
reason.
just like blank faced. She hasn't been here either.
Yeah. In the house, only Dan and Elise would know.
I don't imagine we have any reason to.
I mean, I sure as hell don't. I kind of want to go back over to the other side of the.
You're in the other part of the caravan.
No, like
Yeah.
I'm walking in at this point.
He walked up to Shago.
Yeah,
to
as
say
you guys
goodbye.
all see the caravan stop, and yeah, you see Shago getting out, and at this point, Kawasha just kind of looks around and says, "Well, Shago, friend, hold up. If you're heading back to Fort Bellawarian, I'm going with you. I know my services may still be needed out there. After
Well-
all, you've all done your part. Unless you would still hire me for my services." As he just kind of does a shifty eye.
I think we're good for now. Thank you for your services. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure they all greatly appreciate it as well as I do. Have a safe trip to Fort Bellawarian. Fort Bellawarian, even.
You have been quite invaluable, Kawasha. Thank you for everything.
I'm just gonna say this because he's actually one of my NPC friends. Is he not gonna ask us to pay him? Because we've only upfronted him a good chunk of his payments.
That's true.
How much do we have left?
A fair amount if you count gems.
Yeah, like
Remember, we split up the gold. I've got over 1,000 gold and 24 pieces of platinum.
Let's see, from Omu to...
I do know we've fronted him the 250 gold harp along with some gems and other such things that we got before we even went into the tomb.
Yeah.
Nano has 483 gold, 28 platinum, and 5 different
considering-
gems.
Considering you paid me a lot of that stuff that were in Omu, the debt for my services has been settled. Kawasha just looks at you.
Then, as a friend, he hands him 2 of the 3 gems, and you can't say no.
He just kind of gives you that side steak eye, Zeno, and he says, "Well, fine."
Elise hands him all 5 of hers. I won't be needing these.
Like,
You were instrumental in helping us. It's the least we can do.
very well. Well, until next time, my friends.
May you always be favored by the jungle, Kawasha.
Thank you. And take care, as he just waits and he begins to chase after Shago.
Also, while we're doing this, I would have said that Enoch probably, while he's in there, just after having his minor panic attack from us rejoining civilization, he would probably go up to Na and Moxarani and be like, "Okay, so here's something very special I can do that will at least ensure that you guys stay safe in case of some kind of surprise attack." And he will just bring up his screen and be like, "Just sign your names here."
Oh, yes, above game for that thing.
Yes. 1 second. I'll just add their names to it real quick and then just click it. Thank you, Na, for having the easiest name ever to spell.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Oh,
Nah.
Alright, and you see walks around goes to the side and says, well, this is very strange, but okay. And I will elaborate for her spelling.
That's
I have
fine.
it in my
There's,
notes.
there's an approximation I just put over there, see? If I
had
really
it in
wanted, I
my
could have
notes.
just leaned over and grabbed my own Tomb of Annihilation book and looked it up. But yeah, no,
Tomb of the Nine that.
as it happens, both of them will just see like a swarm of sparkling little nanites form up and just form those little tags on each of their ears. And he goes, there. Now, as long as you have that, I should be able to keep you from any kind of fatal blow. Hasn't come up much, surprisingly, but you never know. I like to be prepared.
Pirate Band will just give the Royals a reassuring look, like, no, it's fine. He's just, dot his eyes. No one panic!
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 And it's at this point, after Shago and Kawasha depart, they begin to pick themselves up, and then they just stop their way over towards the gate. The Chult guards, you hear a bellow out, hold, hold!
Henry,
Hmm? Oh, greetings!
hello.
Tar says, waving out of the window.
Dan is also waving from the doorway.
What manner of sorcery is this? As you see the guards with their yikawas and shields just kind of look over and just kind of eye over this.
Dan is smiling. I'm glad you asked. It's not sorcery. It's witchcraft, but
Dan,
that's
Dan.
neither.
Be direct. We don't want these people to get pissed off at us even more.
Direct. Right. Well, this is Henrietta. This is my animated hut. She moves around, makes travel very easy. I believe I spoke with Wakanga Otamu, mentioned that we were on our way in this very specific mode of transportation. Perhaps you heard about a house on a dog body and thought, wow, that's a really strange thing. Or something to that effect. I mean,
Or
if you have...
just kind of thinks about it for a little bit. Wakanga did alert us to something strange approaching.
I mean, I think she's adorable, but I suppose something strange, he does air quotes, would probably fit the bill here.
Very well. We shall wait for a moment for us to bring an escort. We shall escort you to his villa.
Fantastic.
That'd probably be for the best. I think that's the only place that she can actually fit right now.
There is
All right.
indeed something strange in your neighborhood.
Dogs in my neighborhood?
More likely than you think.
Alright, so after about 20 minutes, there's a pause as you're just kind of waiting. Then you see an escort of 10 more guards show up as they kind of look forward and they take positions at the flanks of Henrietta and the carriage. Come, follow us.
We're going to follow these nice men.
And Henrietta just picks herself back up on all fours and begins to trot, following the guards.
I just imagine all the people in the city see this walking by them and they're just have the most like what the fuck look on their faces.
Everyone who's eating or drinking immediately inspects their food and throws it out.
I mean, remember when Wick was the craziest thing the city had ever seen?
Yeah. Times they are a-changing.
Now
The weird little chihuahua.
Flash forward
going to-
ahead.
The weird little chihuahua.
It's like,
Flash forward ahead for a little bit. This is getting out of hand. Flash to the children. Now there are 3 of them.
Now there's
I'm
now there's 3 of them: a drow, 3 people who used to be statues, an 8-foot minotaur, a girl who turns into a tornado. The list goes on.
All in their fun little doghouse.
AKA Chult, things are about to get weird here.
Also, to bring back an old joke about game, I just imagine, like, so you know, like in RPGs, after you've like gone out and leveled up a few times, you come back to like a city that you haven't been in a while, and it's just full of fucking exclamation points for side quests. I'm just imagining that's us right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
At this point, I'm just entirely convinced that Dan is just a character from the Owl House who suddenly just wiggled his way into this campaign. There's no way you can go ahead and tell me otherwise.
And the best part is I didn't plan for him to be an outhouse character. It just sort of accidentally happened.
When you accidentally Owl House.
Meanwhile, Enoch's just Benson from regular show.
Yes.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm pleased as punch that you did.
Yeah, same.
Oh my god. I will say for this whole trip, Dan just has the biggest shit-eating grin as they're escorted through town.
I've always
I-
wanted to do this.
I couldn't
What?
tell you what Elise is.
Yeah.
At this point, as things kind of slow down a little bit, the 3 Gol, Kwani, and Shabara just kind of look up. If it's not too much to ask, could we stop and possibly try and find our own way?
Sure, by all means. Henrietta, step down for a second. We'll inform the guards what's happening.
As you kind of make your way around the market board at this point and begin to stop, yeah, you see that the 3 of them kind of make their way out, and Gol says, "Thank you."
He's
And
safe
it kind
out
of
there.
looks around it. The 3 of them kind of look around. Where's the nearest local tavern here? You mean the
Enoch-
Thundering Lizard?
Enoch just leans out that away.
I'm actually surprised you remember.
You know, I thought it'd just be good to know. Now I know because I need a drink.
Well, there's 2 places if you want a quieter place. There's Kaya's House of Repose. Or if you want a raucous tavern, that would be the Thundering Lizard, yes. Also, it's cheaper. Do with that what you will.
Sounds like the kind of place for us as the sisters begin to take off in that direction. Yeah, I could probably use something cheaper until I get on my feet, but thanks again and safe travels as they all wave off and begin to make their way off.
Before Henrietta gets back up, he's gonna look back at the other people that are still left in the house. Anybody else want to take a step out, or good to hang on for a little longer?
The only other NPC is Talad.
I know.
Talad just kind of looks at you and says, maybe a trade, Prince. You know what? I'll entertain the thought. Let's just see where this goes.
Fair enough.
And you just look at Dave and he's just like, well, like I have a choice. I have to be with you, right?
Oh, I mean, you don't have to. I'd like for you to be with me, but it's your choice whether you want to go out and about and do your own thing, I suppose.
Dan, you're telling someone with your anxiety that it's up to them.
I mean,
He's just already on the ground frothing.
I know you
like-
guys a lot better than I do anything else. I just feel safer with you.
It's fair.
That's very fair.
Mm.
Yep. The thing you got to realize, Dan or Dave, is that you are just as much of your own person as Dan is.
Exactly. I don't want to make it feel like you're forced to be here, you know?
Well, I
You
did
like-
say that I was going to possibly figure out how to learn magic again. Well, again is not exactly the right word, but you know what I mean. I mean,
Refamiliarize yourself.
sure, let's go with that.
If anything, you could come with me over to the college. I'm sure that a couple of my professors would love to teach you.
Well, I suppose that could be one option. But at any rate,
I love
as
that.
you're
Sure, fuck it.
after about 30 minutes of travel between having to finagle Henrietta into various ways to maneuver around various buildings.
Why
And
aren't
various
we just
stars.
walking?
Because that's
with
not nearly as
Caitlin!
fun. That's not nearly as fun.
I'll say Rue's also saying it as she's slowly scraping through.
This is far more entertaining.
At which point
So runs out.
Enoch will just like yell through a window. At this point, she's more dangerous inside the city than outside.
I mean, I thought we were going to bring her specifically to Wakanga's place because you guys wanted to lay her down there. Is that not what you wanted to do? Was that not exactly what we discussed?
The
I think
silence
that
is
was what
damning
you-
across all sides.
I think that's what you planned, and I
No,
think I very specifically remember also saying then, why can't we walk?
No,
but
I think Enoch's actually the one who brought it up. I was
Yes.
perfectly fine leaving her outside.
That is
the
what I
gate.
tried. That's why I tried to bring up, and no one wanted to talk about. And so now we're doing this because I, if you would look at the map, was going to suggest, hey, why don't we have our giant dog house perch itself on this big ass cliff where we'll be out of the way and not a danger to anyone.
Well, she's already in the city, so
You're this far now.
Yeah, like Enoch
Unless
said.
you want to plop it in the middle of the city.
Oh
just
my
blocking
god!
the street. You can't
just
park that
block
house
the
here.
street.
You can't park. You can't park your whatever this is here, sir. You gotta move.
Yeah, at this point, Enoch will just be like, do you want to leave an unsupervised giant dog in the middle of a populated city?
Oh, I think that's... Sorry, carry on.
It's all good.
I'm loving this back and forth.
It's one of our best. It's one of our best features on this channel. Also, I'd like to
Yeah.
say thanks, Connor, for the raid. You came in at just the best time as we discuss basically the Owl House, only a dog.
Yeah.
The doghouse.
The doghouse.
I'm so bummed I
So-
can't find it. Do you remember that? Have you guys seen Star Quest?
Yes.
I haven't.
That one scene where they're first taking out the ship from the docking bay, and it just slightly starts to lean to the left, and it starts to scrape along the walls. That's what
Yeah!
Galaxy Quest, yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that
feeling
Star
I
Trek
had it
spoof
wrong.
with Tim Allen.
Yeah, I love the translator when they all were going rock, rock, rock.
Also, I've just shown chat for those who are sticking around exactly what is now moving through a populated city.
It is a dog carrying a house.
Yep. Her name is Henrietta, and she is a treat.
So, after a little bit of finagling, actually at this point down here, as you come to realize, oh yeah, as you're making your way over to here, the guards kind of stop and say, well, I think this is as far as you can take that beast with you, unless we... Wait, no, there's a better way around this. Why were you thinking about going this way? There's a easier way to make a way towards the merchant's ward. Why do you take us this way? I don't know, because normally we take this for foot traffic, and they go and turn around and they make their way back this way.
Enoch will just look to Moxrani and nah. Ironically, this is the least stressful part of any of our adventure.
Yeah, zoning.
Regulations, the true bane of adventurers.
Yes.
Alright. as you make your way into the merchant's ward, there is a set of stairs just gently, with just barely enough room, with like inches to spare. Henrietta ascends the stairs right here.
Oh no, I just realized something even worse.
The merchant's ward.
Henrietta ascends the stairs, but she's pulling a wheeled cart.
Oh no!
Dan, will you
The
want to do
bumpy ride.
your telekinesis?
I could, if unless you want to take it. Don't you also have?
I mean, I could try to make it fly, but I don't. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Just keep. Like, no, actually, no. You do it quick, because I don't want to do a risk or wild magic in a town.
All right, fair enough. Dan will head out the back window, basically, get on his broom, and use telekinesis to lift the cart ever so slightly above the stairs, so this isn't difficult.
Alright, so after doing what you can to aid your efforts in alleviating the ride for the royalty, you're brought over towards the villas of the various trade princes, and you recognize that as the guards stop, here we are, Wakako Tama's villa. And as you are all escorted outside of Henrietta, you are brought over in front of a rather lavish-looking villa. Yes, I have to go back and better describe this. Was there a description for this?
Real quick, you put a like a marker of where exactly we are on the map.
Oh, I've been dragging around Henrietta's token this whole time.
Okay, like I just didn't see it.
But yeah, you see a large walled villa adorned with paintings, frescoes that are outside of the wall, as well as a set of imposing double doors. And as you're escorted inside, immediately waiting inside the doors, let me go ahead and grab his art here.
You're somebody we haven't seen in a dog's age.
Where's the handout?
Just sending to let
Right at
him
the bottom,
know
Milla.
we were here.
Supplemental material. Oh, here he is. There it is. I believe. You see a older Chulted man with a salt and pepper beard, which is long and braided into 3 strands with gold bands and decorative feathers, pierced with earrings and adorned in blacks, blues, and golds, with a yellow headband, or I guess you would call that a turban of sorts wrapped around his head?
Headdress.
Headdress, yes.
Yeah.
Look at those golden, luscious lips.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Hey, there's no maybe about it. That's Maybelline.
He extends his hands forward to you just as he looks around. My friends, it has been so long, and so much has happened since you were gone. Come, let's discuss this further. And as you are led inside the villa, that is unfortunately where we're gonna have to leave off our session for tonight.
Hey.
Hey.
I was noticing like it is a little bit longer, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This also does seem like we need to do this next session type of thing.
Yes,
That's
it does make
fair.
it easier, so that way I don't have to try to add in a specific magic item to my character sheet while we're on stream.
This is true.
I see. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking like he's gonna want to know everything about what we brought with us right now.
Yeah.
I am a cow.
Hey,
No.
Move.
Wakanga, want to see my cool house that I just got?
Yo, check out my bitchin' ride.
It's a pimped out ride, and it's a house. Look at all that you can do in just content creation alone.
You can pack so much shit into this dog.
Absolutely can.
But yeah, so now we're all with that. I guess it's time for us to do outros, which I feel kind of bad since we just got raided twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
That's
Raiders.
the way the cookie crumbles.
Hello.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, let's start with that. Caitlin, where can people find you?
Hello, I'm Caitlin C37. They can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Caitlin C37, where I do art commissions are open, so if people want paintings, you can find all my stuff there.
Lovely. Milla, where can people find you?
Well, when you can't find me here DMing for this lovely bunch of players, you can also find me on Twitter at MiddleNinjaNerd. You can also find me streaming at twitch.tv/MiddleNinja, where I've been getting into the habit of doing some build streams of various models. If you want to swing in on the various off days and see what I'm building, maybe learn a little bit about the lore of the various stuff, I'd like to have you. And also, you can also find me occasionally on Mondays at twitch.tv/thejake, where we normally play for our Trials of Edo series, whether it be Legacy of the Deal Breakers or Horror of the Dragon Queen, but due to other commitments, we'll be doing some other games to fill in on the interim, but you can tune in Monday nights and find us there. Aside from that, not much else on my end.
Alrighty. DeLuna, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter for as of now, because it looks like things are getting dicey again at Duluna1338. Twitch at Duluna13. Yeah, last night, me and Draco finished our Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green Soul Link, and I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week or the week after, but we are going to be doing Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. We're going to be doing a randomized race. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, Thursday, you can find me on my channel. I'm going to be playing some Final Fantasy VII, because I didn't, due to work, I didn't get to play it last week, so I'm going to take over either tomorrow or next week, or Thursday. No streams this weekend, but yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Alrighty. Chaka, where can people find you?
Hello, you can find me here on Tuesdays playing Elise. You can find me over on Twitter at ChocoZombie11, and on eventually on Tuesdays, you will find me and DeLuna over on twitch.tv/TwitchThePerson for Power Rangers Cyber Strike. We've been having a bit of scheduling issues recently, but we should be returning on April 11th, so in 2 weeks from today. And it'll be our first session in Foundry Virtual Tabletop, so go ahead and tune in then.
Yeah, I didn't mention that because I was like, I didn't know if we wanted to announce it this week or next week, honestly.
Alrighty. I keep wanting to say Dan instead of Draco today. You've been more animate today. Draco, where can people find you?
Hey everyone, you can find me on Twitter at DMagnius, where I put up my updates about my streams on Twitch here as Draco_Magnius. I stream on Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and unfortunately, I gotta figure out Fridays. Basically, I was streaming Kingdom Hearts 2, but I got 3 different songs claimed for copyright in there, which took away my ability to publish my VODs. So I deleted it, and I'm dropping Kingdom Hearts 2 because I don't want to take that chance at this time. But however, I do have a poll that I'm posting in our general Discord, because I don't think I can post it in the chat directly on Twitch, for voting on what I am going to be doing on Fridays. But Wednesdays, I stream Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We're about to do a bunch of side quest stuff, minigame nonsense, and maybe the mountains if we can get up there. Thursday, I have my D&D stream that I DM, Odyssey, A Rhapsody of Fire. Our heroes have found their way into the tomb of Xander Horath, and they've been assaulted by hoplite skeletons, minotaur skeletons, and an actual minotaur wearing human skulls as dressing. So, they've been going through a lot. Can they make it through this maze and get the treasures inside? Well, we'll have to see.
Alrighty, and finally, Rabbit, where can people find you?
Hey, what's going on? My name's Rabbit. I'm a writer and a comedian. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit. You can also find me on Twitter and YouTube as well as the same thing. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I stream horror games, retro games, and RPGs. If that sounds like anything you want to go ahead and be a part of, come on down. I'll make you laugh.
And you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn, where we don't have too much going for this week. I might be talking with a friend about bringing back an old stream for those who like to see me and my friend Zako go through random anime games. Might also be hopping back in with the Citric King and X Wily Willy for Neon White. It all just depends on whose schedule is open. But we also have a lot of D&D content that you can check out over on our YouTube, which is the exact same thing, Burnout Vaughn. Or you can follow us on Twitter just to see what games we're going to be playing. Now, like I said, I think we're going to take this raid on over to Brawl Kaiser, mostly just because I haven't been able to talk to him for a good while, and he's been always a good friend to me.
Also, what's
the
our
quote
quote of the session?
Yeah, which goes to you for, do you mind if she watches? Which at this point I think should just be our raid message as a cold open.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially considering
nothing.
he's playing Metal Gear Solid, which is something Snake would probably ask.
Yeah.
Me and Draco raided him last night. It was fun then too.
Alrighty. Well then, we will see you all next week. Thank you all for stopping by.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.